Welcome back, Weebs and Gamers. This is AG here, back with another deck profile. Today, it's going to be on a very special deck of mine. It's been a while for me to assemble this. Basically, almost over, let me see, about 6 months now. I think, I forget when Dengeki Bunko exactly came out. But, yeah, so this is my Toradora deck, Max Rarity. Obviously, it is not all Toradora because it's basically impossible to build in a completely Toradora deck out of the series, but you can make it about halfway there, and there's a lot of other good cards in here. I'm only playing, early on I decided to only want to do a yellow deck. I could have included a whole bunch of the other random like staples, like the level 0 staples like Ricky's and Rico's and other brainstorms or whatever, right? But it's just a conscious decision I made early on that I wanted to make it mono yellow, just for something different, something that wasn't just playing all the staple-ish cards. It just seems like homogenous that sometimes if you just play a whole bunch of decks, you're just playing up like the same staple cards in every deck. So I wanted to just play something different, and it's obviously based on Toradora, which is my favorite anime of all time. So yeah, so we'll just get right to it here. So of course I have all the sleeves and deck box and everything for it too. So first we have 4 copies of this Ami level 0. So this card is just a 3500 attacker if you have 2 or less stock. And then it also has a somewhat relevant effect. I don't think I've actually used this effect yet in any of my games, but it is there, and it does have a purpose if I need it, which is you can discard a card and put her from your stage to bottom deck, and then you can move one of your other characters, or your opponent's characters, to a different position on stage, so you can like bring up their back rows to attack them and whatnot. Because both of your climax combos do require reverse. So this card, in theory, could allow you to like get reverses on your opponent's their back rows. So yeah, it does have a purpose, but mainly it's just there to be a 3500 attacker on the first turn. So next we have 4 copies of this Brainstorm. So I have all 4 copies in the SP. So this is for the pig isekai. I forget what it's actually called, but I did watch it. I did actually enjoy it quite a bit, way more than I thought I would. It is not the greatest by any means, but it was at least enjoyable. And this Brainstorm is very good for this deck because it gives you basically it's a normal Brainstorm, salvage Brainstorm, but it gives you top check 2 when you play a climax. So that really helps you with the level 1 I'll show later, because you need top checks for that level 1. So, yep, and I mean, it's just your Brainstorm. You're probably going to play at least like 3-4 copies of it anyway, so. So then we just have a bunch of tech cards here. So I'm just playing 2 copies of this Excel World card. So this is a clean cut, but it doesn't actually need to reverse like almost every other clean cut. But the trade-off is you have to accelerate, because of course Excel World. So, yeah, so you accelerate, and then you can, when it attacks, you can just rest one of your characters and move it to back row. So pretty cool, actually. Doesn't need to reverse, so it doesn't get like denied by anything. So you can pretty much always do it. So it just allows you to save some cards whenever you might want to. So then we have, it goes really well with this card actually too. This card is just super good card. I would probably play anyway, but it does go well with the clean cut, which is, this is from Bakano. So when you play it, you can choose one of your opponent's characters, and it cannot move till the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's like a lockdown card. I really like these cards whenever I can play them. And this one also has a very good secondary effect, which is when it attacks, you can give one of your other characters 1000 and hand encore till the end of your opponent's next turn as well. So yeah, this card is actually very underrated in my opinion. If I was going to make regular Dengeki Bunko, I would probably actually just play this in that. Because yeah, it's just super solid. It has like 3 good effects all in one card it's pretty much useful throughout the whole game as well. So yeah, just very, very good card. I really like this card. So then we have sort of just some consistency cards. So this Accelerator card is just a stock bomb. And then also has the pay 1 ditch character, check top 3, add anything, so it just allows you to like dig for climaxes or whatever else you might want. This Minery card, so this is actually a Toradora card. So it has just the drop salvage effect, so the normal one, and then also has a secondary effect where when it's reversed, you can reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's level 2 or higher, she just bounces back to your hand. So pretty cool that sometimes you can just get additional uses out of her, and it's always nice. You can always just crash her and hope that you get the top check right? And then last is just 2 climax swaps, because you got to play at least some sort of climax swap. There is another one that you can play, which is the Mikoto. It's just like a 3k permanent card, but it has the downside of like you can't play events and backups, I think. But I think this card is actually better because this card is just on play, get 15, so it goes to 35. So even if you don't need the climax swap early on, you can just like play it to be a 3500 attacker and like crash a 3500 attacker sort of thing, where if you had the Makoto, you wouldn't be able to do that because it'd just be base 3k. So I do think having that just come and play extra 500 power is better than just being a 3k permanent. Also, the other reason is because this card is $5 and the Makoto is like $100. So just saves me some money. Then moving on to level 1. So this deck does play quite a bit of level 1s for a very specific reason. So I do play, of course, 4 copies of the Taiga level 1 climax combo because, of course, it's Taiga. And it is actually pretty decent, to be honest. But it does need reverse. And so a lot of times what I find is that you can usually never get triple of this like as soon as you go into level 1, either because they might have too big of characters if they're playing like standby deck, or maybe they only had like 1 or 2 characters in play when you got hit to level 1, so they're going to be missing some cards. So you do play 4 obviously still, but I do find that like I almost never try to go for like triple of this. I usually just go for like 1 or 2 of this and then like 1 or 2 of my other level 1s, so kind of just like a mix match of whichever ones I happen to have. But it is good. It's just on reverse with the climax to check top 3 and add any 2 characters from them to your hand and then discard the rest. So yeah, so very, very good. It's just like mega plus. And this deck is 8 choice, so if you do happen to trigger choice, you can always just like send stuff to stock if you have like too much hand already. So yeah, very good card. Next we have, this is my other main level 1, is this Railgun card. So this is it's pretty much like the Mel card from Hololive. It's like a stock charger. So it doesn't need to reverse though, but it has to have a climax in play to get the effect. So when it attacks, you just top check. If it's level 1 or higher, you put it to stock. So combos really well with the Brainstorm because the Brainstorm allows you to free top check when you play a climax. So yeah, just perfect combos pretty much together. And then yeah, this is like my main secondary attacker if I don't have all the combos I need for the level 1. Very good card. Next we have 2 copies of this Minerine card. So she is just a JC, so when one of your characters is attacked, you can pay 1 sack her to bounce that character. And she also is on attack, give someone plus 15. So very good card when your level 1 combo needs to reverse. Allows you to pump them pretty high, or you can dodge lanes to get reverses. So yeah, very good card. Who would have thought a Minerine card combos with a Taiga card? It's almost like they designed it like that. And then 1 copy of this. This is also from the Pig Isekai. This is the other girl. So she is just a normal bomb, but she also has a pretty troll, but also good effect, which is when you play her, you can just look at your opponent's hand. I actually really like that effect. I kind of wish they had that on more WEISS cards. Just always having information on what your opponent has, especially when you might get countered in a lane. So it's very good to help with that. And then just 1 copy of this Asuna counter. So this is actually a promo, so it just has the foil outline kind of thing. But it is nice that I was able to get this for free when we went to the Hammer Girl WGP for the Nationals, because my friend just happened to pull this from his pack, so he graciously gave it to me. This is like a $10-15 card, I think, so yeah, very nice that I was able to get this to complete my deck. Also, it's just when you play it, you can mill your opponent's bottom deck equal to your stage, so it's like mill, like, 4 or 5, whatever it is, happens to be, so yeah. Pretty good card. And then next we have, moving on to level 2, so we have 2 copies of this Taiga Ryuji support. So this card is honestly amazing if you can get a couple turns of it being in play. That's the slight problem with it. The standby Dengeki Bunko deck standbys this at level 1, which is really good because then you can almost always get like 1 extra turn out of it. But if you play this at level 2 and then you go straight to level 3, you don't get to use its full effect, which is, so every turn you can rest it and give someone 2k, and then you put a character from your waiting room underneath it as marker. And for every 2 markers it has, it counts as 1 stock towards playing your level 3 climax combo or the level 3 Taiga stock shuffle card. So, yeah, and it can have max 4 markers. Obviously, you pretty much never get that, but you can. And but usually if you just have 2, by the time you get to level 3, then it just saves you 1 stock, pretty much. So, very good card. And it's also just like level support. So, just helps you beat over stuff, gets very high, because again, your stuff does need to reverse, so. Then we have 1 copy of this card. So this card does have an effect where if you accelerate, you can check top 4 at a climax and then discard 1, but the only accelerate card I do play is that level 0, which is only 2 copies, so unlikely you'll use that, but its main effect is just, you can just send it from your stage to memory and bounce a character your opponent controls, so just like a 2-1 free bounce card, so if you happen to need to bounce something, right? And 1 copy of this 2-1 counter. This is just a memory kick counter. There is like a anti-change green counter I think you can play, but I just wanted to stick with the yellow theme and just play only yellow cards, so just playing that. And then moving on to level 3, so we have 4 copies of the Triple Girl, the 3 Toradora Girl SPs. So this is your main finisher. So she's just come and play heal. And then she is pretty cool because even if your opponent crashes 2 of their lanes, all you need is 1 lane to get this card's full effect if you have multiples in play, because she can assign her finisher effect to any one of your characters. So if you have like 3 of these in play and they only have 1 lane, then you can just stack all 3 instances to the 1 character and then just get the reverse and then burn 2 3 times. So yeah, pretty cool. So she's on attack. If you have the climax in play, you can assign the effect of giving someone 2k and on reverse pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. So yeah, very good effect. Yeah, just the fact that you can assign it basically saves this card. I think if this card was just like on reverse, just pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2, it'd be very bad. So because you would need to get like all 3 reverses for it to work properly. So yeah. But yeah, the fact that you can assign it makes up for it, pretty much. So next we have 3 copies of this Ami level 3. So this is actually an early play. This is your main early play. So, but unlike most early play, she doesn't actually heal. So she is pretty cool because she's just the turn you player. When you reverse someone, you can just salvage 2 characters. So she just also like super more plus. And because, like, again, if you trigger choices, if you just have full hand already, then it just allows you to build more stock, which is nice. I find sometimes with this deck, I'll just be going to level 3 and I'll just have like 15 stock. That's partially because this deck is more of like a theme deck and you can't spend your stock efficiently sometimes, because, you know, I'm not playing all like the best options that I possibly could be technically. But it is good because it does help you compress. Of course, stock shuffle wrecks your day, but I mean, this is sort of a more fun deck, so you kind of gotta take it where you can get it. But yeah, so it just helps beat over stuff. Usually if you have this and the level 2 back row, she's like 15k, so you can just beat over whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So yeah, very good card. And the art is also funny. Just Ami being disgusted at you. Then we have 1 copy of this, the Jess Girl from Piggy Isekai. So she does have a climax combo, but we don't play it because it's just like heal or something. But main reason you play it is you just come and play pay 1, salvage a climax. So yeah, very good card, just as a tech card. And finally, the last card is the level 3 Taiga. So this is like one of the expensive cards. So she is the stock shuffle card. So obviously that'd be a card you'd probably just play 1 of anyway. I'm almost tempted to play 2 because she does have a secondary effect, which is if you don't want to stock shuffle, you can just pay the 1 to burn them for 1, which is pretty cool. I always really like come and play ping 1 effects. So the fact that this doesn't need like a top check like most of those do, because you just pay an additional 1, is very nice. And she also, you cannot play backups to her. I think you can still play events, just not backups. So, but if you were like afraid of some certain like backup card, you could like stack instances of the finisher onto her, and then they wouldn't be able to backup her, kind of thing. So that is a thing that could happen. But yeah, mainly you just play it for the stock shuffle effect and the maybe ping 1 effect if you need it. And then lastly is the climaxes. So of course we play 4 of the Taiga Ryuji climax combo and 4 of the level 3 climax combo. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, this is a very special deck of mine. It's been in the works for a while. It's finally done, and yeah, I'm just so happy that I have it finally made. I've been testing it. I mean, I've just been playing it for fun. Even if I'm playing against meta decks, I don't care. I always have fun playing this deck. And I'm happy that Toradora finally has some cards in WEISS. I've always wanted that, even if it's not the whole deck. So that's it, guys. If you liked the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe. This is EIJI signing out.